Hello IELTS candidates, in today's video we are going to teach you how to answer the cue card question. Describe a time when you had to be friendly to someone you didn't like. We are going to teach you how to start your answer, how to go on to the main part. We will share 2 ideas with you, and we will also tell you the good synonyms, the vocabulary, the complex sentences that can help you score well in case you get this question in your speaking test. I hope that you learned something new today. Welcome to my IELTS stream. Describe a time when you had to be friendly to someone you did not like. I'm sorry about the typo here. There should be an apostrophe. The ideas for this question will be: 1, when you had a roommate, and the second, when you had a group project. So now we'll go into depth and we'll teach you how you can make this story. The bullet points for this question could be: who was that person? Why didn't you like them? And what did you do? So answering the bullet points is not always compulsory, but it's good if you do. Also, if you don't, then you do not really lose any bands. So in order to start your answer, you will give some general perspective on the topic. We have written out a few points that might help you with that. We keep meeting people we can't stand. So we can't stand means that we cannot bear them, we don't like them, we cannot tolerate them. But life is such that we keep meeting such people. There are certain foundations that make us tolerate their presence or even be friends with them. So now there are certain situations, obligations where you have to be nice to people even if you don't like them. So this is what we are talking about in the second point. You still need to tolerate them and even sometimes be friends with them. Sometimes we have to go against our own wishes and accept people. So this is us getting more into the theme of the question. Sometimes we have to go against our own wishes. Now, if we don't really want to be friends with someone, we still have to accept them because the situations demand us to do so. Main part of your answer. Now, we are going to teach you how to start your story in case you decide to talk about a roommate that you had which you did not like, but you had to be friendly with them. So you can tell the examiner why didn't you like them. For example, he or she played loud music regularly and kept the room dirty. You can also add things like cleanliness is next to godliness, and I am a very tidy person. I like to keep everything organized and I like to have a lot of space available. But this person used to leave her clothes around the room, used to leave her books around the room. Other things didn't actually help me clean up. And another thing is that she also played really loud music. You can add more details to this, like she played hard rock music and like metal music or whatever that genre of music is, which is really loud, and you could not concentrate in your work because of that. Now, the situation was that he or she was a senior and kept bossing me around. Bossing me around is an idiom. It actually means that the person used to think that they are my boss and used to keep on telling me, do this, do that. And that person just assumed that I was just supposed to do everything that he or she wanted me to do. But she was a senior and I could not really say anything. We had several heated arguments over the years of my stay in the hostel. Eventually, I decided to tone down. So, tone down is a phrasal verb. It means that you decided to calm yourself down and be a bit more relaxed and not really take a lot of action on things. And be friends with her or him for the sake of maintaining peace in the room. So, you did not really like that the room was having a tensed atmosphere, and you decided that in order to maintain my peace of mind and the peace in this room, I decided that I should no longer argue with this person and adjust according to whatever the situation is right now. I did not want to turn my room into a war zone every day. So turning something into a war zone is like having the situation so bad that you're always fighting. So you decided that you don't want to be always fighting, and I started to swallow my anger and be nice to them. Swallow my anger is an idiom or a phrasal verb where you decide to act against your anger. You decide that even if I'm angry, I will just put it in myself, I will not express it, and I will just go with the situation, do whatever the situation demands, and be nice to this person. So you decided to be friendly with them because you did have a lot of arguments, but you did not want to make the situation worse. You wanted peace, and hence you decided to be friendly with them. Subscribe, please. If you like our content, if you think that we do make videos that help you in your preparation, if you have friends who are preparing for the IELTS test, we have this very humble request to please subscribe and follow us on Facebook. It helps us grow, and if there is anything in particular you want us to make a video on, please let us know down below and we will be more than happy to help you. Now, the main part of your answer, if you want to talk about a group project situation. So she was a member of the group project I was supposed to do at school. So at school, we do get a lot of projects where we are supposed to work with other people, and it is very much possible that we might come across somebody who we do not like. She or he always made snide comments at me and made fun of me in the group. So snide comments means mean comments, like the person doesn't like you, and in small sentences, they are always just trying to in a way intimidate you or make you feel bad about yourself. So this person made snide comments at me and made fun of me in the group. I was enraged on several occasions. So this is a good word to use. Enraged means you were so angry. You were really angry to the point that you could not control it and felt belittled because of him. Belittled means this person made you feel small. So if somebody makes you feel small, you might actually decide to react. But I am not confrontational and wanted to maintain the peace. So you are not confrontational. So you don't like to confront people. You don't like to go to them directly and address the issue like, you're doing this and I don't like it, please stop. There are a lot of people I know personally who are not confrontational, and they do have issues when they are facing people that they don't like, and they decide to be friendly with them instead. So I swallowed my anger and decided to just get on with our work. Get on with our work means just finish up the work, ignore the other things. I do not like to create drama, but it was hard staying quiet when I felt bullied. So now this is a word that you can use even if you decide to go with the previous idea of a roommate. Bullied is a very bad term. It's a very bad situation where one person is harassing the other person. So I felt bullied and I find it difficult to stay quiet. After we completed the project, I stayed away from him, and the distance helped me from feeling the anger I had on him. So if you actually could not do anything because it was a group project, you decided that I want to keep the peace, I want to finish the work, and then after that, I will just stay away from this person. And once you decided to stay away, the anger this started to recede. So it helped me from feeling the anger I had on him means that I could avoid feeling so angry and heated all the time. So I decided to distance myself, and I started to get a little less angry. Vocabulary and idioms specific for this topic. Instead of saying dislike someone, you can say I can't stand someone, I cannot tolerate someone. You can also explain it in this manner by saying that we do not really have an understanding. We don't like each other. We are poles apart. So poles apart means two people at opposite ends of something. So we are poles apart means we are so different that we are like opposites. We cannot be together. Instead of using the word argument, you can say dispute, quarrel, fight, heated or explosive interaction. So all of these are good words that Once you start describing that you had arguments and you need to repeat the word, you can change the word with these words, synonyms, and you can try and make the answer better. You can also use the word disagreement. Now, whenever it comes to vocabulary, keep in mind that you don't only need to use synonyms and unusual terms, but you also need to use them at the right place. Now, this is known as collocation. With collocation, the examiner wants to say that you can use unusual terms, but you can also use them at the right place. If you do not use them in the right place, in the right context, then you will lose marks. Maintain peace. Instead of maintain peace, you can say maintain calm, not turn things into a war zone like we mentioned before, surrendering for the sake of peace or quiet. So you decided to surrender, you decided to submit to whatever was happening because you wanted to have a peaceful room when you come back to the hostel from your university, or else you decided to have a peaceful work environment when you had this person on your group project. Anger. To feel enraged. So instead of saying I felt a lot of anger, you can say I felt enraged. You felt triggered. Now, triggered is a new term which means that you felt intimidated. You felt like they turned on a switch inside of you and you have to get up and you have to react and do something. So you can say I felt triggered. I wanted to explode. I wanted to react. So these are all the words that can be used as synonyms in case you want to add a bit more language to your answer. And there were a few idioms that we used previously as well. Turning things into a war zone is also an idiom that you can use. Surrendering for the sake of peace and quiet is also an idiom. Now, tenses and complex sentences. Now, as you go through the answer, as you started, as you describe the story, as you end it, you will be using different tenses. Now, we won't be able to tell you that for this section, this is the strictest tense, but we can tell you the most common tenses that you could use. While starting, you should use simple present tense, because if we go back and if we see the general perspective on things, we were using simple present tense. While ending the answer, present and future tense. Now, after this slide, when we show you how to end your answer, you will use a combination of present tense and future tense, because when we talk about the end, we talk at the end, we talk about the future. While describing the person and while describing the story, we will use combinations of past tense. You can use simple past tense, past continuous tense, perfect tenses, past perfect tenses, and depending on how the story goes, you will use a combination of past tenses. When it comes to complex sentences, although I felt pissed off several times, I had to control my actions. So this is a complex sentence. Pissed off means angry. So you have one more synonym for angry. I could not say anything to them unless there were no consequences. So since you were staying in the same room, or since you were working on the same group project, if you said something to this person, there would be consequences. So you could not say anything because of this reason. I used to think that I would confront them one day after it all was over. So you thought that after I move out of the hostel or after the group project was done, you could go there and confront this person. Now, this is one idea. If you wish to include it in your answer, you can, and this is the complex sentence that you can use for it. Now, we have a whole different video on how to make complex sentences. We will link it above, and we will also link it down below so that you can go and watch it and make your own complex sentences for both speaking and writing modules. The ending. I learned a lot from the experience on how to be patient, and at times you might be right but still might not get your way. Might not get your way means might not get what you want. People are this way and they should be polite and accommodating towards others, but they are mean without reason. In the future, so here we are talking about the future, I will be more careful in drawing boundaries, means I will be more careful when it comes to handling people. and not tolerate certain behaviors, I hope I will not be in such unfavorable situations. So this is how we will end the answer using a combination of present and future tenses. So that was it for today. I hope that you understood the whole cue card on how to answer it. And whenever you need to answer this question, describe a time when you had to be friendly to someone you didn't like, you will be able to do it. I hope that you learned something new today. And if there is anything that you need help with in the IELTS exam, let us know and we will be more than happy to help you out. Thank you and have a nice day.